What if I told you that one simple belief about yourself could basically determine your entire path in life? Well, it's a real thing. It's called your mindset. And as we're going to see, it's this invisible force that guides you toward one of two very, very different destinations. You ever wonder about this? I mean, think about it. You've got two people, maybe they have the exact same level of talent, and they face the exact same setback. One of them bounces right back, totally energized, ready to learn. The other one, they just crumble. So what's the difference? What separates them? It's not raw ability. The answer is somewhere much, much deeper. So, to get to that answer, we first have to bust a huge myth that is just baked into our culture. It's what we can call the myth of the natural. We just love the idea of the effortless genius, don't we? We picture our heroes, a Michael Jordan, a Picasso, and we imagine they were just born with these superhuman abilities, that it all came easy. And this myth tells us that, hey, if you have to try really hard, maybe you just don't have what it takes. But that belief, it's profoundly misleading. Yeah, this whole idea of the natural just completely falls apart when you look a little closer. I mean, take the artist Paul Cézanne. His early paintings were, well, let's just say they were pretty bad, like really overwrought and amateurish. This was not the master we know and love today. It's powerful proof that greatness isn't born, it's grown. Potential, it turns out, needs time and effort and a whole lot of learning to actually bloom. So if it's not about being a natural, what is the secret sauce? What's the crucial factor? Well, it's this core idea, the two distinct mindsets that literally create our reality. At its heart, a mindset is just that, a belief. It's the lens through which you see your own qualities. Your intelligence, your personality, your talent. But as we're about to see, the view you choose for yourself has absolutely massive consequences. And here they are, the two paths. So on the left, you've got the fixed mindset. This is the belief that your abilities are static. They're just carved in stone. So your whole world revolves around proving that you have enough of the right stuff. But then, on the right, you have the growth mindset. This is the belief that your qualities can be cultivated through effort. And this doesn't create a hunger for approval. It creates a genuine passion for learning. So here's the key difference, how these two mindsets see effort. You know the old saying, if at first you don't succeed, try again? Well, for someone in a fixed mindset, that is terrible advice. For them, effort is actually a bad sign. It means you aren't a natural, and it risks revealing that you're not good enough. I mean, if you were truly talented, you wouldn't need to try so hard, right? Okay, so this isn't just some abstract theory. You can see these mindsets playing out all around us. Let's look at a few examples from the real world, because they're pretty telling. First, let's look at the archetype of the superstar who lives and dies by the fixed mindset. For this person, every single performance is a test, a final verdict on their innate talent. Take a look at tennis legend John McEnroe. After losing a single mixed doubles match at Wimbledon, a match where he just felt he played poorly, he quit playing mixed doubles for 20 years. Now, why would he do that? Because the failure wasn't just a loss. In his fixed mindset, it was a public judgment on his ability. It was the ultimate embarrassment, something he just couldn't handle. Okay, now let's flip the script and look at the other side of the coin, the champion who is fueled by a growth mindset. Wow, what a powerful contrast, right? For the track and field icon Jackie Joyner-Kersee, success wasn't just about the gold medal. She found just as much joy in the process. The work, the improvement, the feeling of giving her absolute best. If she lost, it wasn't some final verdict. It was just information telling her it was time to get back to the track and work some more. And this isn't just for elite athletes. Check this out. In a study of pre-med students taking a brutally hard chemistry class, both groups started out super interested. But when the work got really hard, look what happened. For students with a fixed mindset, their interest completely fell off a cliff. The second the class stopped validating their intelligence, they were out. But for the growth mindset students, interest stayed high. For them, the challenge was the whole point. Okay, so you can see the incredible power of these mindsets. But here's the best part. You are not stuck with one or the other. So let's move on to the practical steps for how you can actually cultivate a growth mindset for yourself. There's a 4-step process you can use. First, you've got to learn to recognize that fixed mindset voice in your head. It's the one that whispers, "What if you fail?" or "You're not smart enough for this." Second, you have to know that you have a choice. You don't have to accept that interpretation.
Third, you actively talk back with a growth mindset voice. So instead of, I can't do it, you try, I can't do it yet. And finally, you take the growth mindset action. Embrace the challenge and focus on that process of improving.
But let's be real, just deciding to change isn't always enough, is it? We've all been there. The key to actually following through is making a specific, concrete plan. So don't just say, I'll study more. No, say, on Wednesday morning, right after I brush my teeth, I'm going to sit at my desk and review my chemistry notes for 1 hour. See, research shows that when you create these vivid, visualizable plans, your chances of actually doing them just go way, way up. And finally, let's talk about the biggest and maybe the most profound shift that this change in mindset can bring to your life. This right here, this is the ultimate payoff. In a fixed mindset, if you try your absolute hardest and you fail, all that effort feels wasted. It was for nothing. But in a growth mindset, you can value the process itself, the tackling of problems, the charting of new courses, the search. That becomes deeply meaningful, whether you end up finding the cure for cancer or not. Think about this. A lawyer spends 7 years fighting a massive case for people he really believes in. And he loses. But he didn't see it as a waste. He asked himself, did I do it for the success, or did I do it because the effort itself was valid? For him, the journey was the whole point. He just had to do it. So ultimately, what this all comes down to is that your mindset is not some permanent trait you're born with. It's a belief, and beliefs can be changed. It is a conscious choice that you can make every single day, especially when you're facing a challenge. So the only real question left is, which path are you going to choose to take?